Good morning and good night. Thanks again for downloading the Body Snatchers podcast. And when you listen, stream, or download straight to your device, CastBox is your best option. Remember, if you like what you hear today, don't forget to subscribe and comment. So let's get started. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys. Good morning, good night. Tino here from the Body Snatchers podcast, hanging out with Gia. Gia moved to California a couple of years ago. If you guys aren't aware, she has recently been accepted into the Crip gang. Hey, Gia.
Have I? This is actually purple. It just looks blue on this screen for some reason.
It looks blue to me.
Nah, I'm going to take this selfie and put it up on the IG just to prove you wrong.
Who am I to judge your survival tactics? So,
boy, hold up. All right. Now you can continue.
That's what we're doing? Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's going up on the IG right now.
Oh my goodness. So today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII. They just released the new trailer, and I am super excited. So is my Crip friend Gia. Right, Gia?
It's purple, and yes, I am excited.
Please don't throw up any gang signs. We just want to get through this episode. Thank you. So, oh, and also, guys, if you're new, head over to bodysnatchersmedia.com. That's like our little hub for everything. Check out the audio podcast. Check us out on youtube.com/bodysnatchersmedia. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and all that fun stuff. Boy, I'm running out of breath saying all that. So now that that's out of the way, can we get started here? Can we get started?
Yes.
So this trailer, I'm pretty excited for what's going on with this game. You know, everybody thinks it's going to come out this year. We'll come to that in a second. I know the first trailer, what year did that one come out? Was that 2006?
Because
there was
I think so, because it was to hype up the PlayStation 3. It was like right before the PlayStation 3 came out.
Yeah, so there was a tech show in 2006, and you know the PS3 was getting ready to launch, and nobody asked for it, and then here it was, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we all just went bananas. Followed shortly after, they came out with Crisis Core, which was amazing. And then shortly after that, they came out with Advent Children. So if you guys don't know, Crisis Core came out on PSP. It was actually the prequel to the original Final Fantasy VII game that came out in 97, I think it was. A
long time ago.
Many
dimension far away.
Many moons ago. And that was kind of the last we heard of it after Advent Children. Up until 2015, they had a trailer that led us to believe it was going to be coming out sooner than later at E3. They sent us off again. So now here we are in 2019.
Like, here's this tech test for you guys, but LOL, we're not releasing it anytime soon, if at all.
Yeah, you know, and it's been really frustrating, but I think for all of us diehard Final Fantasy fans, specifically Final Fantasy VII fans, this was worth it. They've made quite a few changes. They revealed more than they ever have. And,
yes.
You know, it's probably going to be coming out this year, which we can go into some, you know, perspective talk on that.
Yeah, even if it doesn't, E3, of course, as you mentioned already, is when they're going to, because they just blatantly were like, hey, more to come in June, and that's when E3 is, which sadly, I was supposed to go, but I'm going to be at NTC, and I can't go anymore, and I want to cry, because I was just going to talk so much trash to you guys about how I was able to enjoy it, and you guys couldn't.
I'm excited.
Here I am.
I'm thinking about
gonna be sitting in the desert while you guys get to actually at least watch it, and I can't.
I'm not gonna pay my mortgage this month, so I can get out there last minute.
Oh, stop.
What?
But yeah, so one thing that they did, because they did another update. Well, they did the original trailer to say, hey, this is what we can do with the PlayStation 3 graphics, and then in this new one, I remember one of my cosplaying friends that I follow. He made this comment because when they put out the new one, Cloud actually looks more muscular than he did in the last one. And he was just like, wow, I'm glad they updated Cloud's, build, because now I don't have to lose weight to cosplay him properly. And I laughed so hard. He could put up a picture with his muscles next to it.
Oh, God. But, I mean, I have a lot of questions. I'm really excited to see this one. We got to hear voices this time around, which was exciting. I'm tired of hearing everybody say that Cloud looked depressed in the last trailer, and now they're like, oh, he's got a lighter tone. Like, we're so much, we're more excited now. I don't know where that's coming from. If you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, yeah, dude is a little depressed, but if you knew Final Fantasy VII, he has every reason under the sun to feel that way. Like Zack is my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time, and if you played Crisis Core, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the game has been out over 10 years.
Now let's just spoil this. Well, I mean, everybody knows anyway, because in like the one, like after Cloud goes into his little stupor where he's like been mana poisoned, it literally goes back through everything that happened. So everybody already knows like where he got his memories from.
Yeah, he finds out his memories weren't his. I mean, you know, he loses the girl that he loved. Just everything. His life is in shambles. If there's anybody who has a reason to be depressed, it should 100% be Cloud Strife.
Yeah, it's definitely his self.
Yeah, and he still gets up and does what he needs to do and saves the day, and he's just like a relatable hero to an extent. He's kind of
dresses up like a girl in one point to, you know, make it happen.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
Now, Sony is leaning towards this. They haven't really said exactly what's going to happen, but they're still leaning towards this game, saying that it's going to be released in sections, which personally I think is the right move for a game that's been in development this long. A lot of people are concerned with them milking the system, but I think that they're really just going to have more time to work on each section of the game and get it done properly.
Yes. And I agree with the episodic release of it because they are adding back in all of the story that they had to cut out on the initial release. And here's the thing, most people don't know because they didn't really look into it. But when you start reading more and more on Final Fantasy VII, they tell you straight up that they had to chop bits of story out because they just couldn't fit it on, you know, the 4 discs that they gave it to us on. So you're looking at a game that had a specific amount of space and storage issues on the discs. They cut some things out. So some other things that seemed very confusing are probably going to be explained a little bit better now. So, I mean, I don't mind it. Square Enix could take all my money. They get all my money on all these Final Fantasy, you know, 14 updates. So
Same. You know, sign me up for a subscription for 7. I don't care. Just shut up and take my Zenny. It's fine.
It's Gil in that.
I was looking at my Mega Man cup in my defense.
I don't care.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to upset a gangbanger. I apologize.
It is purple. Your shirt is blue. Stop talking trash.
Tupac didn't die for this.
Oh my God.
All right. So, you know, moving forward, the gameplay itself, we finally got a glimpse outside of, well, in 2015, they did give us a little bit. Let me, you know, not take that away from them. But this is better. This time we actually got to see like some of the overlays and just kind of how things might look. A lot of us suspect that it's limited, you know, for the sake of they don't want too much to get leaked. Okay, that's fine. I'm with it. We saw them doing limit breaks. Barrett did a limit break. Cloud did a limit break. So I don't know. I mean, I'm overall, I'm super excited as to like how that's going to come together, how it's going to play. I did notice, and Gia maybe you did as well. It had Barrett, Cloud, and Tifa in the party, and it had L2 and R2 as if you could switch between characters.
Yes, so they actually do show it where your main character, I think it was like on the bottom right hand of the screen, it'll say like the name of the character, I believe. Yeah. So I believe, yes, you can switch between the characters to control specific things that they do. And I thought that was very interesting because one of the biggest complaints I've heard about the game from people in general is people are upset that they took away the turn-based fighting style, which I was like, we're in a whole new age. We don't need the turn-based stuff anymore. And even with that, like, you're complaining about that, but you're not complaining about the fact that we had to wait for the AT gauge to completely fill. And I mean, like in the beginning of the original Final Fantasy VII, like it kind of worked out. But towards the end of the game, like you were trying to get off as many attacks as possible. So waiting for that gauge to fill every single time was like, it hurt.
Like and fighting the weapons in Endgame, waiting on that.
Yes, going and playing Ruby weapon out in the middle of the dang desert. Like, no, thank you. I don't need this in my life. Like, please stop. Worst. And so I was excited to see that they brought forward the fighting style that they introduced in 13 and then expanded upon in 15, because I was like, this is awesome. You can just kind of run in, it's active, and your limit breaks are active, and your characters aren't just standing in like a little line as if, you know, that's how they would really be fighting. So I'm excited to see that fighting style brought forward.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, and as am I, and you know, from everything that I've been reading, everything that I've gathered, it seems that the battle system is being put together by the people that led the battle systems for Kingdom Hearts 2 and one of the Dissidia games. I actually think I wrote it down because I forgot which one it was. Duodecium. So if you played Dissidia, which I only played the very first one, I liked it, but I wasn't like such a huge fan of it. I was going to keep going just because I personally like Final Fantasy more for the lore. Granted, it was fun. And Kingdom Hearts 2, I never had an issue with the Kingdom Hearts 2 battle system. To me, like, it flowed really good, just like how it did in 3. I thought 1 was a little bit clunky, but I mean, again,
a lot of it clunky.
Well, but I mean, also for the time that it came out, I'm not going to knock it.
It was good for the time.
They built on it. So, I'm fine with that. If anything, the camera from 1 was bad, but
no, the camera was definitely bad. Like, it would not reset properly ever. So,
well, we'll leave that
for another discussion.
For another discussion, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the battle system is going to be good. I'm kind of relieved to know that it's not going to be the same as Final Fantasy 15 because I love 15. Don't get me wrong, but I think that there's just something really unique in Final Fantasy games, the way that they put battle systems together. So like Final Fantasy X was probably one of my favorite ones. It was turn-based, but they had a sphere grid power-up system. Final Fantasy VII, as you said, was just a really all-around fun battle system. 10-2 was like mediocre, just skipping around to a handful of games.
Oh, mediocre. That's what we're calling the worst Final Fantasy game ever.
It was like a bonus game. Leave it alone.
Okay.
And 13, I actually really enjoyed the battle system with. Wasn't the biggest fan of the game. I know Gia kind of, well, you like the lore at least from it, right?
So I really enjoyed the story from 13. I hated how linear it was until you got to a certain point because it made it hard to level up. And then like one of the first, was it the first one? I don't know. Ifrit was freaking, it was so terrible because you were just so under leveled for it. But then after that point, you were able to just like kind of run around and gain levels.
Yeah, the first half of the game is definitely Crash Bandicoot. Like, go this way. Well, are there any options?
Hope that you level up enough, but you won't.
Right? Rip. So that's where it's at. We're pretty excited. Again, the graphics look amazing. It looks like they've done even more work. We're really excited to see all the characters on screen, to hear the voice actors, to see how these DLCs go. As far as the game actually coming out, they haven't announced an official release date yet, but you got to read between the lines. So the trailer just came out less than a week ago, and Best Buy, Amazon, and GameStop with no game art have the game listed as a pre-order now. That's a big deal.
Now here's the thing. Amazon has had Final Fantasy VII listed for pre-order for a very long time. I know because I've had it pre-ordered for a very long time, just like I had Kingdom Hearts 3 pre-ordered for like 3 years.
I told you to wait. But
I don't care. I went back and I upgraded it to the limited edition. So I got like a little box with some pins and stuff. And I'm going to do the same thing for Final Fantasy VII once they had, you know what? Just karate chop right in your big ass lips.
Who told you?
Karate chop.
Who told you can decide that?
Wow.
Leave me alone, Escanor.
So Stop. So Materia, how do you think they're going to work that in? Is it going to kind of be like the materia melding in 14 where you have to pay to add stuff in, or are they going to leave it still to the slotting system? And then for that matter, summons.
Hell no. I think they're going to play homage to the original game as much as possible, and that's why they've been so frustrated, because they easily could have made a Final Fantasy, 15 makeover where it's now Final Fantasy 7 and it would have worked really well, and honestly I would have liked it that way. But mentioning the summons, that was one of my biggest complaints from 15 is I liked the summons, but I hated that you had literally zero control. They came out when they wanted to come out,
and that was rarely.
Yeah, and you had no choice as to which one you were going to pick. Everything was set up for
it would just be like Ramo would be like, hey bro, I think you need some of this lightning. You need some of this lightning though.
Yeah.
And then he's hawking his lightning to you. Scorches the whole
creepy his jacket.
His robe. You need any of this?
I've got Leviathan right here. Shut up. But I mean, Final Fantasy 15, and the interesting thing about 15 is, before they came out with it, the original demo, the developers were going to make it to where the summons were automatically going to kill you, which made no sense to me. So self-sacrifice summon, you get the summon, and then I forget how it works after that because it was a terrible demo. I remember I was like, nope, I'm not with this, and everybody
not do this.
And they fixed it somewhat, but I don't think that they want to make that same mistake in Final Fantasy VII. So my guess is you're still going to be able to pick,
because they still have the traditional they still have the traditional like attack whatever like items like list there. So I assume that it would just be there under magic or something that you can trade out or have an extra item added to the list.
Probably so. And they have two looks like two bars that are I'm not really sure what they do. The universal guess for the two bars that build up for each character is that as it builds up, you'll have the option to either do a special attack, not a limit break, or choose a summon or something of that nature, or maybe an item to heal. Like that will be your option. So you'll get two of those as they build up. Then the lower bar is obviously limit break. We can see that because when Cloud and Barrett use them in the in the little display that they gave us, the bar goes to 0.
Yeah, it goes away.
So I mean, but again, everything's speculation. We don't really know what's going to happen, but so far I'm very, very pleased with what I've seen. Everything is bigger, it's better. Cloud, escaping, after he gets off the train and he's going through the whole, little Shinra factory with with Barrett and Avalanche, like they all look dope. I'm excited to see, Reno and how he's going to look and just everything. Like, I don't know. I'm overly excited. I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, I can tell you're really excited. So did you see the meme where it's got Hiccup's father and it shows Aerith and she's like, I'm saying Aerith because I like that name better than Eris. I don't even know why America did that because apparently we can't pronounce TH noises. But where she's handing out the flower and then it's got Hiccup's dad at the bottom and it's like, you're as beautiful as the last day I saw you. And I had all the feels and I was just like, oh, because the last time we saw her was when she died. And I wonder if they're going to have that glitch where you could like still play with her after she dies, like in Final Fantasy VII, because that was like the main thing that I would do is I would just like make sure I glitched it.
Are you referring to the glitch or are you referring to the tissue thing? Because remember, there was 99 or 100 tissues hidden throughout the game, which I don't personally know anything.
No, I'm talking about the glitch. I didn't bother that tissue thing. I glitched it and I had her in the party.
Okay.
Like right after she died.
Take your L and walk away, Gia.
Nah, I need them summons.
Somebody was joking. They were just like, it had Sephiroth like putting his sword through her, and it was like a DLC pop up came up, and it was just like for $19.99 you can.
No, it was $49.99. I saw it. Yeah, you could keep her alive.
You can keep her alive. Which I'd be like, Kathy, get my credit card. Get all the credit cards. She's gonna live.
Give me your credit card.
I swear to God, if they do that, I'm gonna lose it. But okay, I think we've pretty much touched base on everything that we wanted to. We are nearly at time. Go ahead, Gia.
Yeah, there's just one more thing. So another complaint that I heard from people was that Barrett is too masculine, and they were complaining about how like text was translated. And I wondered really, because they were like, oh, all this toxic masculinity. I'm like, did y'all never play the original Final Fantasy VII? Barrett's like most manliest man in the whole game. So to complain about that was kind of like weird to me because I was just like, dude, he's like exactly how he's portrayed in, what would I call it? Like 8-bit theater realm, 16-bit. I don't know. It's like square box land.
He's the jerk shark with anchor arms from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But I realized I made that joke about anchor arms with inflatable arms, and it's funny because Barrett's missing an arm. Didn't think that
he is. Hey, he's got that Gatling gun.
But he is, I wouldn't say overly masculine. I mean, he plays his role and he plays it well. Like, there's nothing wrong.
He's a manly man. He's good to go.
Yeah, society is just weak. So shut up if you have a problem with that. Right. You can be manly just like you can also be soft, except for when it comes to his daughter,
or when it comes to Steven. Soft.
What do you mean? He's got the jiggle thing.
I had to fit that in, Steven. We still love you, even though you're soft. It's okay.
It protects his muscles.
But I want to see these good boys in like whatever next trailer pops out, because Red 13 was absolutely by far my favorite character aside from Vincent, who one second, like we didn't really mention Dirge of Cerberus, but that was a really good spin-off also. And then of course Kate Sith, and I want to see his little like weird thing that he rides on all the time.
When they
really cool.
When they do the scene with his father,
oh,
I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna cry, and I'm gonna cry for that. I'm gonna cry with Aerith. I'm gonna cry for the when they do the flashback of Cloud's hometown and what happened with Zack. Like, I'm just gonna be balling the whole time. It's gonna be like nostalgia and it's gonna be Endgame all over again.
Yeah, and not only just what happened with Zack, what happened when like you find out that Cloud actually is a badass. Like maybe he didn't have all of the memories of being a soldier like Zack was, but he was the one that like slung Sephiroth off the bridge, like got fully impaled and just shook him straight off. And I'm just like, holy crap.
So because he didn't make Soldier First Class means that he can't be cool? Because he is cool. Zack's
he was just like
Zack's cooler, but
yeah, and he was just like a guard for Zack and Sephiroth, and then he was just like, nah, F this, I'm not letting this happen. So I'm excited. I'm super duper duper excited. And I replay that game like probably once every year or 2 years, and it's hell for me to get through because it's so slow, even with the option to speed it up on the PlayStation 4 and even on the PlayStation 3. I'm excited to play it in a better made game.
Same.
So.
I've beat it like literally like 100 times, and I cannot wait. I can't wait to re-see the gold saucer for the first time. Just so many little things that I can't wait. Gia,
I'm done with the gold saucer. I'm done with the gold saucer.
Gia sucks at the gold saucer, everybody. She's in Final Fantasy 14 trying to make enough money for the flying regalia. I have one. Gia, she's not a good
No, let them know how much you already had saved up before you even went in there, and how much I had saved up. I had a big fat 0. You at least had something, and you went in there and was able to get that.
I had like 50K.
And I had like 0. And how much did you need?
200.
So I'm sitting there at 80K now.
Oh, so
and you were like, hey Gia, by the way, I played all day while you weren't on, even though we're supposed to play together, and I got this thing. By the way, you can ride in the front seat. And I'm just like,
at least there's a seat for you, but if you keep that attitude, I
almost unfriended you.
I'm gonna roll these windows up and you can walk your happy ass to where you want to go.
But you can't roll the windows up. So
no, because the top don't come down, but you wouldn't know that. So that's it. That's the show, guys. So head over to bodysnatcherspodcast.com, Body Snatchers media, I should say, because we've updated. We've evolved like Final Fantasy.
Yes, we have. Well, not like Final Fantasy 7, like Pokemon do, but we evolved into our better selves.
If I make mistakes in the show when announcing the website, is that like Digimon when they digivolve but then go back?
But then they revert? Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Okay, well, head over to bodysnatchersmedia.com, youtube.com/bodysnatchersmedia. Hang out with us, tell us what you think. Let us know if you're excited to play this game. Are you a fan? Have you played Crisis Core, Advent Children? Who's your favorite character?
Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah, so we're going to go now. It's the only
Bye.
Ever. Yeah. Bye, guys. Dirge of Cerberus.
You didn't like it?